Today's Tale sees us playing BattleTech once again, and today we're up against Siffy. So today I thought I would take a little bit of a different mech here. I've taken the Orion 1V, which is the slightly under-armored version, but it does come with an extra SRM 4, so he can deal out a fair chunk of damage here. We also have two Panthers, if the game feels like letting me have a go with them. And we've also got a Centurion AL. So I brought the AL. I had a bit of spare cash. I think that's how you do it. I had a bit of spare cash, so I decided I'd get the AL version. I could have bought a Kintaro, but at the moment I don't like the Kintaros so much because you can kind of just absolutely hammer people down with them. So I steered clear of that and just bought myself a AL here. Lasers, bit of rockets, all the good stuff. We got some missiles over here. So we've got about 25 LRMs on us. Got a fair bit of spotting power. What do I not want to see? Probably a really heavy brawling fit. Although I think the Orion should be okay taking it. We've got I'd rather the AL took all the hits, since that's where most of our armor is sitting. And then the Orion can just deal out the damage itself. At least that's the hope. We brought Arclight here so that we can play some games with hopefully reserving down here. Get ourselves in and out of reserve phase. Make him go first. I'll be pretty happy for those kind of things. Oh, I think we move into the trees this turn. I'd say this turn we're about to get spotted, depending on how fast he is running towards us. I don't really want to see fire starters, I guess, because we don't have a lot of the... Orion would like to be able to do some work. It doesn't want to be super heated up. I could have brought a fire starter. I think I could afford one. I thought it wasn't really fair to bring a fire starter either. So I brought myself a Panther. I do like the Panthers though. They are fairly sturdy, although at this bracket, we're in the 20 mil bracket. I don't know how sturdy is, since everything can do a fair bit of damage to them now. But they've got a little bit of armor, and they've also got about 90 damage if you get into the right ranges, right? Which is kind of nice for them. I think what we do is we take a sprint up to here. If he's over here somewhere, we can go back this way. I should probably have sent someone towards the hill, just to make sure he's not over there somewhere. Because I did pick the Death Valley map here, and this hill is a bit of a disaster if someone takes it. I think that'll do us for now though. Everybody else can probably just... might get you towards the side a bit more here, just in case we need to make a decision to run this way. And probably the same with you. This is very reminiscent of one of my other games where suddenly I found the guy had a bunch of long range stuff and I was kind of caught short. Caught short indeed. So hopefully we can ping out something soon with these two, and we'll decide which direction we want to go in. I'd like to know what he has. We got a Centurion A. Alright. That's not too bad so far. Can deal with that. Because he's got the A, he's probably got something a little bit more expensive on the heavy end. He might even have an assault. He could have an assault. In this bracket you can afford an assault, so... What do we got here? Hello? You want to tell me what you are? Difficult. Trebuchet. Alright, so we're going to push forward, I guess. So it does have a heavy as well. One of these mediums is running Arclight, so we're gonna have to deal with that. How to deal with this Trebuchet? We might have to... We could drop rocket. We could drop our own LRMs on it, of course. That is an option. We'd have to probably just drop the LRM 15s, because we'll need to move one of these guys and brace. We might jump back this way with the Panther, brace it up over here. Hopefully, if this is Apex, it's going to be a little bit harder for us. I think we just reserve into the medium phase just to see what's going on. I tend to find it's better to reserve at the start when you want to see what's going on, and then when you get towards the mid game, it's when you start going on your turns, because otherwise there's no real need. I don't know what moved here. Neither of these moved, so he's just fully braced here. Is that what's going on? Okay, so the Centurion is this medium, so the Trebuchet has got Arc Light. It's an interesting choice. That did not move very far. We could possibly jump sideways, lock it. The heavy shouldn't be too much of an issue at the moment. If we need to, we can jump this guy out in our light turn here. So we'll grab a hold of that Centurion. We'll see how well he moved it. Okay, so he did brace it. I think we then just have a look at the Trebuchet as well, and we might just drop rockets on that. I'm pretty happy to drop LRMs through brace for a sec here. We'll push up, I think. I think we'll try and get our mechs. You know what, we'll just take the trees here. I think we're going to have to push our way out. See what we're up against. An Orion K. Is that the same as mine? Did I take a K or a... I think I took a V, right? Alright, so this is the better armored version. Alright, so I'm definitely going to have to push into this. This is going to be... what's this? 30 LRMs. That's a... Oh, this is a lot of LRMs, actually.
What do you need?
I probably need to jump here. Can jump to over into these trees just in case he wants to shoot at us. We'll sensor lock up probably the Trebuchet here. I think we'll walk into the open with everybody else. Because we can. Alright, he is just completely rocking himself up behind this wall. But I think we start our slow and steady march out. We'll take to the trees. Should be okay, I think. Probably rather the AL was towards the front here. God, you can barely move, can't you? You're a slow boat, my friend. A slow boat. You ain't showboat, you're the slow boat. I think we take this flank with you. Drop him into here. 50 to hit. 50 to hit. Yeah, right. And the Orion is going to have to tank at the front for a little, and then we can maybe rotate in the AL. Alright, let's drop some. It's only going to be half damage, so at the most we'll get 20 damage. Probably only about 10 damage, I'd say. Just because of the brace and the 50% chance to hit. Actually, that stuffed me. Interesting. I guess we don't move that far forward then. Or we just sit tight and lob from here. I did say I want to push in. Guess we'll see what's happening. So we know that one of these is probably going to be... I'd like to find out what his light is. I don't know where that is. I don't know what's going to sense lock us either, and it could be Mockingbird in one of these. Could be Mockingbird indeed. It's probably going to be the light that does the sense locking, wherever it is. I think we definitely... do we? I mean, there's a lot of stuff to push into, right? A lot of stuff to push into. I mean, if all this is bracing up, though, it's going to be a little bit of a deadlock. I mean, a brawling fit is probably a harder fit for us to take. In this sense. Because we're kind of stuck out in the open. Luckily, he can't quite see our... Centurion at the moment, so he's moving that. So that's Arclight right there. I mean, we kind of knew that anyway. In that last set of turns. So he's got Arclight here. So Arclight doesn't have bulwark. So if this mech ever fires, we can drop some rounds on it. Interesting having Arclight on the trebuchet here. I think we can just get out of vision here. Do we need to get out of vision for this? We could allow him to maybe fire, although this might be the AC here. I think we take a full jump here. And just brace.
Confirmed.
We'll lock with Showboat. And we should be pretty happy. Alright, so we know that the trebuchet's got no bulwark this turn. Or no brace. So we can probably happily drop some LRMs on that. Do a bit more damage to it. I would have maybe... see, you've got Arclight on the trebuchet. This is really weird to do this. Urban Mech. Alright. There's probably no sense locking on that. But you never know. Would be kind of annoying if there was. So Showboat. You need to stay in the trees as best you can. But I also want a lock on the trebuchet here. So what kind of distance can you get me? So you can get me to about here. Should be fairly okay here. To just drop some LRMs on this guy. Yeah, he's gonna have... Yeah, there's no brace on that. This is a little sketchy having Arclight here. Because there's not a lot of armor on this thing. And it's not gonna get you... It's not gonna get you all that far, right? Alright, he's coming up with the A. He's probably going to come in with the Orion as well. I might need to get my mechs into position this turn. To start doing some work here. Alright, he brought his one farther enough forward to fire. So the way this works, right, is if you drop out of the sensor zone, they can't see you. But if they've sense locked you and you move backwards, then they can see you and fire in. It's not too bad though. We've got a bit of evasion. We are braced. So even though he can see us and drop another 15 LRMs in, it shouldn't be too harmful to our Panther. We'll see how far we can move with the Orion. I think if we move the Centurion first, it clears the path for the Orion to move forward here. So he's probably going to drop another bunch of LRMs in. It's a bit more damage than we would like, but luckily we can deal it full on back. He is very... Yeah, okay, so we clear the path for the Orion. And then we should be able to get that into the trees. These are all exposed without much cover. Put the AL to the front. In goes 10. Should do a fair whack of damage to this guy. Excellent. We're starting to shear through some of that armor. We can rotate our Panthers in and out if we need to. I think we take to the road on this side just to make it harder for him to see us here. 50. It's not great. Next round we should be able to get into these trees. And start doing some work with that. How are you actually looking? You are halfway through an arm? Alright. I'll take that. It's not bad. Especially on these arms, it's the LRM-15s, aren't they? No, they're in the torsos. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So, let's see. What do I want to do here? Probably want to just keep reserving in. I want to see what he wants to sense lock here. If he's going to sense lock with the trebuchet again, I would probably reserve him with this stuff. Push the A around. Brace. He's not going to get it all that far though. I got to be careful of direct fire. Over this way is the Urban Mech. and it will be able to have a go at us if it gets close enough. I'd prefer if it just didn't, if it just slowly waddled its way into this fight and we just get to abuse it. Trebuchet is coming in. Surely this is going to be a brace, right? Okay, it's not a brace. Interesting. Let's see. He can go, and then it's my start. Alright, so we can... Actually, I should have gone with one of the Panthers here. We are going to take LRM 10s to this AL if I want to fire them, and I do want to fire them. So we'll have to take the hits here. He's going to move to Urban. Alright. So he can see this. He'll probably drop some LRMs on it. We'll use Arclight here just to pick up on the Trebuchet again. It's interesting that he's bringing that Trebuchet in so close. But we'll lock up that Trebuchet. We'll give it a bit more lovin'. It's getting really close to the LRM 15s, about to do some work on it. The AL, I don't mind if it tanks so much from here. I'd rather it fired its LRM 10s and then braced up. He's got bulwark, so he should be pretty happy to just tank here. He might even come around the corner enough on this. He's not quite there, so it's going to be LRM 10s again. It's alright, we've got the trees, so we eat a little bit of that. It's not exactly what I would like, though, but it's fine. So you can fire in for 70. Fairly alright with that. And then Showboat. What have you got going on? Showboat can actually have a go at some of these mechs. I think what we do here is we go Sumo, and then we will reserve. The reason I'm going to go Sumo first is because I want him to bulwark up. And then I'll reserve to see if I can shoot this guy, because I can probably shoot him and then get out of here again with just enough armor to do some things. He probably has more armor than me overall. It's a tanky sort of lineup. I think we're just going to sit tight where we are and just tank this though. I might get my Orion to move a little bit further forward. Alright, so this should be half damage. We should be fairly okay for this. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. We'll move you into the trees. Get ready to start dealing some maximum damage. This guy, if he comes around this corner, is going to be in a world of hurt. A world of hurt. Alright. Man, we're just ramming bits of armor off that thing left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. So we got to remember that this guy can possibly move and fire. With vision. So it's a little dangerous. We can't quite see all that well around that corner. I guess next turn we can jump you. I'd rather you boys were somewhere a little bit better than this. Do I risk this move? It's a bit sketchy. I could go here and then go back this way when this decides to come in. It's not the greatest of shots. So if we jump, we would heat ourselves a fair bit. It's a shame we can't get... we can actually go back over here and fire. Who's this? This is Showboat. Showboat, have you got shots from over here? You do. 75. Is that worth? We might be okay using the evasion here to tank a bit of this. It's only going to be the PPC. It'll heat us up a fair bit, but I think we should be okay with this one. Hopefully we hit here. This would be brilliant. Not to the leg, though. That's not so brilliant. Leg hits, not the greatest. Not the greatest of hits. We'll keep the Panther probably moving backwards. We can even just jump and brace if we need to. He might move around here and have a shot at this. We do have 5 evasion, so we should be fairly alright. Does the trebuchet have vision from there? Probably not, actually. Okay. I think I can't risk sitting this guy here forever, because he probably will just get slammed next turn. I think we're going to have to change targets here and start working on the Centurion in the front. So that's a sensor locker there as far as we know.
What can I do for you?
It would be pretty hilarious if he had something else to sensor lock with. But we can always hope not. Probably put ourselves towards the back of this rock, just to make sure we're out of any sort of range of this thing. We'll lock this up. We'll move the Panther in Showboat again. And we'll just jam some rounds into this. Plus, if we hit it with the PPC, at least it'll be a harder time for him to hit us. Especially when he comes around this corner and decides to fire his AC here. We were a little underwhelming on the Orion without having him having bulwark, but we'll have to take what we get here, I think. And I think by take what we get, we might have to... He's definitely going to have to come around with that mech. I could jump back here again and fire. 65. Is that worth? 85. Thing is, if I don't take this far enough, we could possibly just get mincemeated here. I think we go all the way back. He's probably going to come around. Do I overheat? For this, 65. I think I might overheat for this one. I don't normally like overheating all that much, but I think I'd like to just give him the +1 there, just so that he has a harder time on this corner here. So now he has to make the choice of how far does he come around this corner. Because if he comes all that far, we're going to just have a field day with our Orion here. Field day indeed. We need to keep the Panthers at a reasonable distance so that we can bring them in if we want. At least we've done a little bit of damage there. This corner is going to be a real hard ask. If I was him, I would have probably have kept on, although you're having a hard time with that trebuchet too. I would have probably have kept on sensor locking if I had a sensor locker mech onto these guys and firing in. I would have definitely have had a better sensor locker mech than this, because you actually want to be firing that trebuchet, right?
You got nothing.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to rotate Sumo. We're going to give up this arm as best we can here.
On the move.
I still think that's not going to be side shots, but we'll take what we get, right? Because that was a little bit dangerous if we lose our arm here. He didn't actually fire in anything else but the AC, which is kind of interesting. I would have probably have gone in with most of my weapons here if you're going to do this. The way I would have taken this is I wouldn't fire from here. I would move, get vision, and I would brace. And the reason you do that is because you want to be doing, you want the vision, but you want to be doing the work with these guys in the back. Because now the trebuchet can start doing some work. So we might actually hassle that with one of the Panthers if we can. Excellent. So he did tank that up on the other side. Alright, he's taking that all on the other side. That's good for us. That is really good for us. So, Ozone, what kind of hit chances do you have? And who's in your way? It looks like somebody's blocking your way. Alright, so we'll move to have no vision here. So this spot here has no vision on us. In fact, we can move just to here. It's a little dangerous doing a move and shoot. Actually, we could. Can we? No, we can't quite flank him. This guy is going to be able to shoot soon. He'll probably push... He might push this forward, I guess. I could have actually even just moved this out of vision range, right? After this mech moved. But we'll have a looky here. What do we got? That's going to make us super hot. We'll probably ease up with the LRM-15s. I want to be able to fire about 3 turns into this. Just to make sure I'm doing massive amounts of damage to it, right? Plus, we're going into the AC side. Be amazing if we pop that. There it goes. So that's half of his damage gone on this thing, which is really good. Next up, we're going to reserve in. He's only got vision here. He'll probably fire with this and this. Next up, I think we move our lights in to keep firing on this guy. Hassle him from the side. And wear that down. Yep, alright. I did think he would just go in with both of his lights there. I think we just reserve into the medium. In fact, could have the entirety of my go. So we'll get to go with you. He might brace here, right? If he braces there, that's really bad for us. I think we have to push forward with everybody. The Panthers specifically, I need them to be in range to be able to hit that guy.
Good to go.
Alright, so I think you need to move forward here. Or what we might do is... So he's got vision on Sumo there. I think we might move Sumo here. Force him to move with his medium there. Or do we lose vision on him? I think we lose vision. Probably okay with just having Sumo tank for a bit. He's got plenty of armor, so he's probably going to push this forward now. Because now he has no vision going on, and he wants vision. So I didn't trust this thing not to brace. So if he moves it forward, it shouldn't have a brace unless he does just brace it. Which is what I would do in this situation. I would rotate the arm here. And I would just allow it to brace up. Yeah, I'd brace right now. There's no way I would fire this. It's 2 medium lasers. It's absolutely not worth the damage you're doing here. That is absolutely not worth the damage. So I think we just take the shot this turn.
What do you need?
So we'll move you in. I think we ignore the trebuchet now. We'll finish this guy off pretty well. And then he'll have to feed something else in for vision. I don't think he has vision there. So we're okay. Oof, missing's not great. It's not great at all. Ooh, we're actually close to getting that leg. If we fire into the side, we might get the leg. We're going to have to ease up on what we fire, though, because we are running. So we're going to be careful. If we move to here, he has no vision. Do I go for the leg? I think I might overheat here and go full onto that leg. If two of we need the PVC to hit the leg. We've got, I think, about a 25% chance to hit. And or nah, it would have to be the PPC. Only the PPC can do it here. Alright. Well, it is 80% to hit.
Getting pretty hot in here, Commander.
So there was a chance to miss. If we rotate the Orion around, we might be able to shoot this guy on the side. If we can get him on the floor, he should be an easy target. Our Orion here can maybe tank a little bit. If I've got vision across here, I might just move the Orion actually and just shoot him in the front. He's coming in with his Orion. Maybe we bulwark though. Start taking half damage here. Oof, to the head. Alright, it's not exact. Well, a couple of head hits actually. I suppose that's alright as long as we don't get shot in the head again. So I can... Yeah, I'd have to go too far out to be able to do that. Which side has the AC here? That side. What is on this side? LRMs and SRMs. I think we just rotate here. And we just blast this guy as best we can.
10-4.
Let's probably do a fair whack of damage to this. He's nearly dead, so
Here we
if
go.
we can clear this guy, things will be looking up. There we go. First one down.
Enemy eliminated.
So Orion does pretty good on the damage. Fairly happy with the amount of damage it's outputting. A little scared of his armor though. A little scared that he took a shot to the face. I think he's got vision with this Orion, maybe. Actually, I don't know. It's hard to tell in there. He might. Do you sense lock with your trebuchet? So he's gonna have to feed his next Orion in if he wants to get vision, or he's gonna feed the trebuchet in. Does he have vision from there? I suppose it's a sense locking mech, so he probably does. Whoa, that's a lot of rockets. Well, a lot of missiles. It's not bad though. We are braced up now, so we can eat a lot of that. You just really want to take a turn of resting, right? So we could take... I think we might just reserve here. He's going to fire in with this again as well. We're going to have to shift the Panther. We could shift this way maybe. Alright, the Urban's coming in. We could dump everything on the Urban. It's 60 damage. It moved. So there's no brace on it. So that might be okay actually. I think we will do that. I think we'll go that route. We'll probably open up on the Urban. Because he's just going to stand here and fire into the Orion. We might have to swap the Orion out with the AL in a sec. But we'll see what the goer is. If he brings this in too far, then we will have to. Alright, he moved this one as well. So he's probably got bulwark on nothing here. Alright, so that arm's about to come off. Not too sad about that. It is some SRMs, but
Waiting for
it's
orders.
not the end of the world. I think we move into the mineral field here. We lock this, and we probably just unleash. So we'll get some heat back on poor old Showboat, who's having a bad time. Should make the Urban a fairly simple target here.
Yeah.
We'll take the trees. Man, that's a hard hit though, isn't it? That is a hard ask. Actually, we need to be shooting this guy on the side, but I can't really get that all that well. This side here's got the AC. Is there ammo on the other side? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's actually a smart design here and has everything cool in the right spot. So we should be able to get this guy down, hopefully. Or at least make him regret moving it in.
Something I can do.
So we'll move you forward here. We'll rotate you a bit.
No problem.
We'll probably move the Orion out a little. And see if we can't save him from the death that he might have if he stays where he is. Alright, we're looking really good to just destroy this thing. I could just tank here. We might move you...
Confirm.
Yeah, we'll just move you over here. We'll just take the loss to hit chances here. He might push in for us since we've got no bulwark, but I think we'll just take this. And try and clear this guy here. We could even reverse this around like this. Save the AC. Fire in the SRMs. If we hit with that one SRM, that's two SRMs. LRMs as well. Probably got a decent chance of hitting this guy. Come on. One arm. There we go. Oh. Alright, so this guy's now lost all of his damage fairly much.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
We could probably just shoot him onto the ground as well. If we wanted to. So I think we could probably go with arc light here and fire again.
Yep.
Arc light, you just wanna. This is a little bit of a scary move. Could go full this way. They can then see me though. That's even worse. Can we not have that sound? I could jump. We might just jump and fire, I think. Spend a bit of heat. Ooh, though, that would be onto the mineral field. Where's not going to give vision, but we can still fire from? Do I take a 60% chance? I think I need one rocket to hit, right? So we've got 4 chances out of 40. It's not hugely productive. I think we just reserve. He can't really do much with this. It's not really worth it. It's now a light laser. So it can't do a lot of damage here. He's going to have to push that trebuchet round or the Orion. The choice is his. Depending on what he pushes, the Orion's got a lot of armor. We could maybe just try and get that trebuchet. Since it's going to have less armor. We did sprinkle it with some LRMs earlier. So it should be a fairly easy knockdown. It'll remove 30 LRMs plus I think 2 medium lasers. I forget what else the trebuchet has. I just remember the LRMs because that's all you see coming at you, right? And it looks like our opponent has conceded. Bit of a shame. I think he had to keep feeding himself around this corner. I don't know about his build. I definitely wouldn't have had. I definitely wouldn't have my sensor locker in the trebuchet because you want to be using the trebuchet. You don't want it to be sensor locking. Secondly, you don't want arc light to be in there because yeah, you're getting to go first. You're going to get to go in the light phase with a medium. But the trebuchet doesn't need to. It needs cover because it has weak armor. It needs vision, and it needs a turn. You can't be using your turn to sense lock. I would have maybe have converted my A Centurion into a into Mockingbird who can bulwark while sensor locking. That way you've got a medium mech that has decent armor. You can then just reserve into it. You can push it towards the front. You can then lock. Then you can fire with your trebuchet. You can fire with your Orion. Sure, you lose an LRM-10 out of your Centurion. The alternative is, of course, using the Urban as your sensor locker. It's a little harder, though, because it fairly moves at the pace of a snail. But, yeah, definitely. I feel like it might have been his first go here. Because he didn't reserve a lot. And his composition's a little weird. But overall, another good game of smashing down some MechWarriors. And with that, we'll take a break. Tune in next time. More adventures of BattleTech. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button. Or leave me a comment on anything you want to see in the future.